I want to talk about what we make of the squad, what we're expecting to see from Tommy T, your guy. I know you've been backing it, Matisse, in terms of him just being England manager and that whole German thing and all that.
Yeah.
What are you saying? The team in general, expectations, all of that stuff.
I'm trying to work out, because obviously there's a couple of injuries. I think Lewis Hall would have been a good shout for this. Trent, of course, probably would have been a good shout. Saka. So there's a couple of injuries, but I'm wondering if Walker and Henderson are there just to almost, in school, you got a supply teacher. You got to pick two students that are just gonna
They're the monitors.
step up to the plate, show everyone around. Yeah, you're prefects, house captains. I'm just assuming this is a one-time thing. They're just here to show them around St. George's Park with the squad, introduce everybody, make it comfortable, and then when we get to the World Cup, when we get further into the qualifiers, surely these guys won't be at the level to
when
contribute.
Henderson went to Saudi Arabia, he picked him in 5 squads.
Who, Southgate?
Yeah. In 5 squads. He finally got admitted. I know he's playing for a bigger club. I know he got admitted from the squad, but I really don't get that. I really don't understand that. We've got probably one of the best midfields in the world. We've got Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, plus a whole other load of talent. And he's
Would you
picked
say
Jordan.
Foden's in that now?
Yeah, he's having a bad season.
Form, obviously, this season.
No, but has
is
he
not.
ever played well for England consistently?
No. But if we're talking about those deeper positions.
No, I hear it. He's
Adam
a talented
Walton
player,
was
but he's
another
never
one that
really
came
done
Adam
anything.
Walton, yeah.
We've got options. Even if you want to bring Conor Gallagher instead of him.
Conor Gallagher, yeah, he's having a bet. I just don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I was trying to think what the link is between Tuchel and I was thinking, has he managed him somewhere? Like, has he had him? No. He hasn't.
That being said, apparently he's having a good season for Ajax this season.
Yeah, the top of the league. He's played like 36 games. Like he's captain.
Yeah.
So he's, I know people say Eredivisie is not that. But that's great. But the England squad, look, we always do need like you're saying, people to keep the house in order. I remember when Conor Cody went to a few tournaments, to keep the vibes in check and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when I look at the England squad as it is, you've got Walker in there. So I'm saying, all right, you know what? He's dipped this season, but he's got his move to Milan and he's played some games since then.
Yeah.
You've got Jordan Pickford, who's been ever present. You've got Declan Rice,
Harry
who
Kane.
knows about pressure. You've got Harry Kane. And last time I checked, Jude Bellingham is used to playing under pressure. He runs in the Bernabeu every week with pressure.
Yeah.
And even for England, we saw glimpses of him being able to take the mantle.
Yeah.
So I think there's enough in there to be like, we're all right experience-wise. You don't need to add a token gesture in to Jordan Henderson. But are we overlooking anything? We're assuming it's a token gesture when in reality, there's something in it. He might play.
Well, I'll tell you what surprised me about that, right? So we know that Thomas Tuchel has a 18-month contract that will take him up to the World Cup.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, it's a relatively short time frame.
Yeah.
So some of those inclusions, notably Henderson, and there's one or two others, Walker, a few others I could name. But my point is like, you're trying to build a squad, because his remit obviously is to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
So I can't understand guys like them, man, being in the team, because if you're looking long term, those guys are not going to be at the peak of their powers in 18 months' time. So what's the point? Might as well look at some new man, like your Morgan Gibbs-White, like your Wayne Years and people like that, Miles Lewis-Skelly and them, man. Because you're trying to build for 18 months. To me, having those...
But those guys are in there. Apart from me from Wanyeri, they are in there.
Yeah, but Morgan Gibbs-White's not in there.
He is now.
Yeah, by default.
Yeah, but the injury. But then the tens. Let's actually talk about that.
It's a lot of tens.
Because the Henderson thing's one. Let us know in the chat what you lot are saying about Henderson. Can you see Liverpool fans? They always try to find a way. If AGT was here, he'd be saying Hendo's this. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember, he's got bags of experience. He's won the lot. Remember Hendo? He'll be saying all that.
Yep.
So Liverpool fans, do you guys see it? Even if you're not neutral, do you see why Hendo's in there?
I mean, you do need your so-called water carriers, but I would argue that we've got a couple of them, man, already with experience.
That's what I mean.
The Henderson thing
is
is baffling to me.
Yeah, he is an experienced
And I like
player,
Tuchel, don't get me wrong. I like Tuchel as a manager. I backed him when a lot of people say, oh, German, this and that. I said, nope. I agree with the philosophy, get the best man for the job. But that did surprise me.
Any names not on there that you expected to see or you wanted to see or you think it's a travesty they ain't in?
2 right backs that are in the squad. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He should have been in the squad. He's been playing,
and he gets overlooked all as a United fan. West Ham, like we've seen him, so you get to see him week in, week out.
He has been absolutely superb. Reece James, I like Reece James, good player. Hasn't played a lot.
No.
Been injured quite a lot.
Jed Spence.
Kyle Walker was getting ripped to pieces at Man City.
Yeah,
That's at club level, yeah. So you're going international level. Aaron Wan-Bissaka should have been included in this squad.
I think he's one of the most improved players.
Yeah, absolutely.
I said this to you
but
off camera a couple of weeks ago.
And I'm looking at the squad here, and I'm thinking maybe he's giving like he's included Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford has had about 3 good games all season.
No,
all season.
I think I beg to differ on that. I would have had Rashford in the team.
Why?
Because
he's kind of
he's so
rejuvenated
talented,
himself.
and he's rejuvenated
a little bit.
For 3 games, 4. How long's he been there? Since January. What's
Yeah,
he
we've got to
played?
think about
He's got 4 assists. He's got 4 assists, hasn't scored a goal yet.
No, but hold on, Nicky,
He's
I know
got the
where you're
bit
coming
between his
from,
teeth.
but
He's running around.
you've got to look at his body of work for England as well.
Yeah.
He's always played well for England. I mean, I remember I went to, what game was it? England versus Italy at Wembley. I went there last year with my brother Steve. And seriously, he was very impressive. He scored that day. I think he made one. And he was giving problems all night to.
Was that when Bellingham set him up
Yeah.
on the counter-attacking goal?
Do you know who should really have to be in there as well? Is Jed Spence.
Yes,
He has
yeah.
been brilliant for
He
Tottenham
has.
this season. He's been their best fullback. I'd say arguably been their best player, maybe as well. He's definitely up there because Kulusevski's kind of fallen off since the early form.
No, I would agree.
He's been immense. It doesn't matter if you put him right back, you put him left back, you ask him to go forward on his wrong side. He's strong. He's good in a tackle, 1v1. That one was the biggest shock to me because I would have even left Reece James at home just so he could not.
Was that a
get
bigger
injured.
shock?
He's
than
been playing
Morgan
centre mid
Gibbs-White, though?
recently.
Yeah, huh?
Was that a bigger shock? I mean, I know
But obviously
Flex
Reece
is
James
right. He's in now.
knows him. Yeah.
But he was omitted from the original squad. I thought that was a
For who?
horrible omission. Morgan Gibbs-White, I think he's been outstanding.
Yeah, that's a surprise. I mean, the only thing I'll say with the 10s is that Foden, Palmer, Morgan Rogers, there's actually too many 10s, if anything. So, they're not even going to play. Obviously, Palmer could get shifted to right, Foden can
But
get
I'd like to
shifted
have seen
to
him
right.
get the call out, though. 'cause
Yeah,
that indicates that he's in the manager's thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, here's the interesting thing about the England team. Yeah, are we seeing that there's a little bit of same old in terms of either big club bias or name brand, like if you've like your body of work? Because actually, the Gibbs White one and Rodgers one is interesting because Gibbs White has been ever present for Forest all year. He's been unreal. He's been unreal. Rodgers is a higher volume scorer. But in terms of doing the other side of the game, especially if you want to let Jude go and roam, someone like Gibbs White is going to work going the other way.
Yeah.
Why do you think he wasn't put in the first place?
It's tough to know what formation he's going to play as well. Because
Exactly,
obviously
you don't know what Tuchel's gonna do.
at Chelsea, he played a back 3, played the wing backs, inside forwards, double 10. There's an argument to say that doesn't really suit England. I don't think when Trent is available, he's not really a wing back. You wouldn't really play Reece James as a wing back anymore because he hasn't got the physicality or the athleticism for it, or you don't want to risk his injury. You're looking at maybe playing, I don't know, Lewis Skelly as a wing back again, Saka.
If he opts for that.
So it probably doesn't suit. You probably do stick to a back 4. We don't also have loads of talented centre backs. I think centre back, maybe goalkeeper is our weakest positions in terms of like elite top level players. So you maybe don't want to throw in an extra body there. So it's going to be interesting to see. He's played a back 4 at PSG, I believe. He's done it at Dortmund. So it's
Done
not
it by him just now.
Yeah, it's not
Last season.
it's not foreign to him. So it's just going to be interesting to see what system he plays, and then maybe we'll get a better grip of why he's selected certain
He was
profiles.
asked that
Yeah.
question at the press conference when he announced the squad, and he was noticeably evasive when asked what system, which is understandable. You don't want to give away your cards at this early stage, but but you are right. It
Maybe he
does,
just hasn't got round to all the games yet. Maybe he hasn't had a good look yet. He's not been in that long, has
Well,
he?
he's got 4 goalkeepers as well, which shows you he probably wants to have a look at.
I mean, Aaron Ramsdale's in there. He can't be classed as a
He's got
goalkeeper,
Trafford
surely.
in there from Burnley.
Ramsdale's all right. Too good for
He's all right.
Southampton. Yeah, Ramsdale's all right.
He's a
If he
good
can
keeper,
make a
man.
living as a goalkeeper, I can make
Well, you
a
think
living.
he's the worst?
He's the worst keeper I've ever seen.
No.
I've said it.
I've seen worse, trust
He's
me.
not. He's
You're
not.
You're only
He's
saying that
not.
because he's at Southampton.
He's not.
You
No,
weren't saying that
I'm
because he's at
saying-
Arsenal.
Yes,
I'm
I
not saying
was.
he's great. He's not.
Roll
great,
back the
great.
videos. I said
always
it ever
been on
since.
him.
I hate him. I can't
Really?
stand
That's
him.
what it is.
He's the worst.
Personal.
No, it's
The
not
worst-
personal.
the worst
He's the
keeper you've ever
worst
seen.
goalkeeper I've ever seen. He's erratic.
Matt
he
Turner's
can't
better than him.
concentrate.
Matt Turner better than him.
I'm better than him.
Oh, nah, Nicky, you can't say
My
that.
boy plays under 13s. He's better than him.
No,
What,
Nicky,
so why
he's
is it?
not
Why
that
this?
bad.
Why the
That's
outrage?
wild.
Why
Against
the outrage?
Ramsdale,
Because he's a
Give me where he's so
he's a
poor.
pump up merchant. He's one of them crowd pleasers.
Pump up,
vibes,
like the
man,
pump it up.
Hype man.
I remember him coming out
Hype
to.
man.
I
Is he
remember
a
him-
hype man?
That's what I remember him coming out to Jared Bowen and he broke him in half. He missed him by that.
Oh,
much.
this is the real.
Now we're starting to get somewhere.
old
Nicky.
West Ham.
Listen, he's a clown.
Now we're getting somewhere.
He dressed up as Hagrid.
You had to do the little
Playoff
thing.
final.
But
you know what?
to find
And
a
he
real-
wasn't involved with either club.
It's like Stephen Hunt with the whole Reading pet.
Yeah.
No,
I'll never
he's
forget it, do you know what I mean?
He cannot concentrate. He lets in stupid goals. What that goal that he let in the other day? Did you see that? Come right down the middle of him and he just flicked it over his head.
No, but you know what? Before you came, right, we were talking about the personality. I think it was, you were mentioning about Anana. He was relating some stories, and I was saying it's interesting with goalkeepers. They just have that personality. I've seen David Raya a couple of times this season do some weird things. The West Ham game when he just outran your boy Ward Prowse.
We'll take the 1-0 though. Like
Yeah. He was
That's where
very
Arsenal got to, don't
very
it?
careful.
Goalkeeper outran you.
If it was the 100-metre sprint, I'd give you a medal, but you ain't got a medal because we
No, but
beat
you
you
know what it
1-0.
is,
We're
though?
costing the title again.
No, but you know what it is, right? If you watch Arsenal every year, Raya does some stuff like that.
Basically,
I know
all
that-
keepers got the gene in
Yeah,
them.
You're meant to be crazy to be a
Yeah.
goalkeeper,
Yeah.
but he's just shit.
Nah,
He's just bad.
He's not that.
Nah,
bad.
he's
He's
a good
bad.
keeper.
I'm not saying he's like elite level and this, that,
There
and the
is
other.
championship goalkeepers that are better than him.
He did
Well,
actually.
should they be
should be
there?
in
Ja-
England
James
squad.
Trafford is.
James Trafford's in there,
is
yeah.
the squad. So
It's
let's
interesting
see.
though
But if-
because
I think that's
Another-
harsh. I think
you
that's
you
harsh.
talked about
yeah.
concentration.
Definitely not the worst.
He's admitted himself that he has concentration issues.
Ian White looked
which-
at him like he was mental.
That was a crazy thing to say.
It was a
was
and then
wild.
he got shipped out.
Yeah, that was wild to say that.
It was.
It was. No, he shouldn't have said.
Honestly,
He's got issues, but I definitely would not say Aaron Ramsdale was the worst keeper I've ever seen.
He's the worst Premier League keeper I've ever seen.
Nah.
And I've seen
Nah.
some. I've seen some
worse than
keepers.
Sanchez for Chelsea.
Yeah.
No,
Sanchez
he's
is-
not.
Sanchez
Sanchez
is-
is.
Sanchez is that bad, right? He wouldn't even get in the Reggae Boys team, and he actually qualifies for Jamaica.
I don't know. I've seen some-
His dad's a yard man.
What's his name? Tadibo?
Taibbi. Massimo Taibbi. Awful.
Yeah, he was bad.
Come on. There's been some bad ones,
There's
man.
been some shockers.
There's been some shockers.
Roy Carroll weren't great.
He played for us for a year.
Yeah, it weren't great.
No, he was all right for us. Yeah.
There's been some bad ones.
There has
Sanchez
been some
is
bad
bad,
ones, yeah.
though, isn't he?
We're not
Yes.
blessed with goalkeepers right at the minute. You know, I mean, we've had some of the greats. We've had like Peter Shilton, David Seaman. None of these.
Les
No.
Sealy.
We've not had a great goalkeeper.
But Pickford's been
in
good for
15
England,
years,
though. As much as he gets stick
Pickford's good, yeah.
of like,
He's
just in
decent,
general, he annoys. He's another one can't concentrate. Always
I
doing
know,
mad
I know,
stuff and
yeah, he is,
jittery
yeah.
and
It's true,
like throwing
it's
up the
true.
arms. But
Yeah,
for
yeah.
England, he's been alright, man.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
can't really say he
definitely
hasn't.
I've got to big up Dan Burn. He had
Yeah.
a phenomenal week.
Oh yeah. Big up
Phenomenal
Dan,
week.
yeah.
Can you see why he's in there?
Yeah.
He's there on
He
merit.
deserves to be there.
He's on merit. He's had a great season. He's back at playing centre back. He's played left back in the past.
Played left wing back at
It's just a
Brighton.
different option.